Let's just cleanse the space. All right. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. I'm going to be doing a reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Also for your cross watchers. Also for those of us who find ourselves on this video without any Piscean anything. You're probably an empath and you're probably needing messages from your soul. So I had asked, what is this reading going to be about? They're trying to figure you out. Who are they? I don't know. Someone's trying to figure you out, okay? They're trying to assess and understand. Poor things, Pisceans. Pisceans don't even understand themselves. If we're going to really be honest, we don't understand ourselves. It's this thing of trying to figure out how to get under your skin. And that could be one of two things. Either they're trying to get under your skin because they're trying to be harmful, which, let's face it, a lot of empaths and Pisceans are catching a lot of caca from other people lately. Okay. We're coming into our personal power, and those who are accustomed to Pisceans just kind of, and empaths, just kind of being very, very amicable and just trying to keep the peace. They don't like it because now we're like, bitch. Tell me where I lied. Tell me where I lied. Y'all, hold up. My hair is crooked. Hold on. Hold on. No, that's even more crooked. Why can't it just be straight? Hold on, guys. Let me just, before my hair dries, crazy, let's just like that, okay? Anyways, someone's trying to figure you out. It's either because they want to get at you, like boom, chica, wow, or they want to get access to you. I look like the girl from The Ring. Cheaty, you want something special right now, aren't you? You want something special right now, aren't you? I'm joking. All right. Here we go. I did look like the girl from The Ring. That's okay. You guys want to see something super special? Hold on. You see that? It's a long hair. I just realized my forehead hair grew back. Hold on. Where is it? Bitch, stop hiding. It's like this long at this point. It's a long ass hair. That's fine. That's like the antenna for my third eye. It's the antenna for my third eye. Okay. So let me just pull some cards. Pull cards right there. Pull cards right here. All right. There's like, I should not look at the deck because, yeah, I have a magic hair on my forehead. It's long. It's long. All right. Let me not look so that I could just pull from the deck. Okay. There you go. From this deck. Oops. Ooh, okay, so this is about to get really intense. I'm suddenly feeling energies picking up. It's like the message is intensifying. Let's see where this goes. Okay. Someone feels very, very intensely towards you. And again, it could be one or the other. It could be someone who feels intense goodness. It could be someone who feels intense hatred. We just really don't know. It's a mixed bag. It's a very mixed bag that we're dealing with. Okay. I just know that for some, you're finding your voice and they don't like that. They're accustomed to you being very, very basically docile, easily controlled, wanting to keep the peace. And they don't like the fact that you're now speaking up. So let's see what's going on. Call upon the guardians of our psychic energy. They're trying to figure out like what's the next move. So, this could be someone who's like trying to figure out how to approach you because they're really feeling you. Um, there's like there's almost like this thing of like you are their like dream person, like there's just nothing that can top you. Is this someone in a relationship? Because we don't want none of that. Okay, Pisceans and empaths. If you already know who this is and they are in a relationship, leave them alone. Listen to your mom. Listen to your mom. Leave them alone. I'm not joking. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. And make it very clear that, you only are interested in people who are single. Don't this whole culture of like it's cool to be the side person, and it's not cool. It's not cool. It's a lack of self-respect and self-value. Value yourself to the degree that it's like you're treasured to the point where nothing else compares to you. Nothing else can be above you, and all of these different things. Like we have to exit that culture of demeaning ourselves to get the bare minimum from other people. The bare minimum. So my entire life, I haven't had very many relationships because I don't like people that much. Tell me where I lied. Yeah, I mean, I like people who are acquaintances and people who are funny and stuff. I'm not interested in people like that. I'm just not. You got to be something extra, extra, extra for me to pay attention to you in that way. Okay. So I've never had someone treat me as like a, you know, like, like they could just treat me however. I've never had relationship or even an interest in someone who acts as though they can treat me like I'm an option, because I've never seen myself as an option. I've always just had this thing. Listen, I really have no problem being alone. I like my jokes. I laugh by myself most of the day. So you better be offering something better than my jokes and my solitude. Because really, I don't need none of that. Like, I don't need you that much. In fact, I don't even need you, period. I can work for myself. I can take care of myself. I can entertain myself. I can cuddle myself. You ever make a pillow fort? See what I'm saying? Like, people think they're such a necessity. And the reality is the only person you need in this life is yourself, your sense of self. So if anyone comes along and they're challenging your sense of self and trying to convince you that you deserve less than what you actually know you deserve, that person needs to go. This is not a game. This is my life. And if you can live with that type of logic, like this is not a game, this is my life. I don't need closure. I don't need an explanation. I don't need you to tell me how I went and did the wrong thing and how I don't need any of that. Unless I really did something intentional to hurt your feelings, I don't need to discuss anything with you. If I did something intentional to hurt your feelings, then maybe, yeah, I need to apologize before I move forward. But like, no, we have to stop with this game that's played with the most sensitive of us. Mm-mm. I'm not interested in games. I'm really, really not. I'm really, really not. And the fact that For some of us, it's this thing of, if I try harder, if I, oh, they're interested in another girl. If I'm just more, no, let that other girl have them. That's side dish stuff. Like, no, I want a main course. No, I'm good off you. I'm good off you. Like, nope. Mm-mm. Have that kind of love for yourself. Okay. Like, really, really love yourself to the degree where you're not willing to accept any type of games whatsoever. Like, even when a silly ass boy thinks, because what every other girl is chasing, I'm not chasing shit. Are you kidding me? I don't do cardio. I don't do cardio. Are you? I have bad knees. I don't do cardio. You want to play running? Go fucking run by yourself. Go run by yourself. I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna just do my nails. I'm gonna brush my hair. Oh, you're not gonna change? No. Who fucking told you I was playing games with you? Right. I got asthma. What's wrong with you? When I went to the gym before, I was trying to work on my cardio, and then my asthma kicked in. It is like, and I'm sure people thought I was sick. I'm not sick. But yeah, I have asthma too. So don't play games with people. This is someone who's really, really trying to figure you out. It feels like, again, one of two things. They're either playing this game to try and get to know you better, so when they come around, they'll have enough of you figured out, and like, it's almost like they're trying to pay attention to what you like, what you don't like. They want to know all of these things to impress you. And then there's also that other side of the coin where this could potentially be someone who's trying to find out information so they can be harmful to you. Okay, maybe they're trying to find your address, not to send you flowers. It's like a full-on stalker vibe, like a malignancy. You know what I mean? It's like a total malignancy. I almost wonder if they're possessed. That's a real thing, you guys. That's a real thing. Possession, that's a real thing. It's it's not an archetype, it's not this, is not that. That's a real thing. When something else enters into the physical vehicle, and then they take the steering wheel from you, that's a real thing. It's a real phenomenon. Okay? Excuse me. Be a creator of abundance, allowing yourself to pull in more of your birthright, okay? Regardless of whoever this person is to you, and whatever they're trying, um I just, yeah, I don't know. I don't like these types of messages. It like romanticizes cowardliness. You know what I'm saying? Like, these type of readings where, like, oh, someone's watching you, and they're like trying to get to know you without spending time with you or talking to you. They're trying to watch everything you're doing and blah 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 blah. That's fucking cowardly behavior. Let your testicles descend into the sack. Let the testicles drop from the abdominal cavity and enter into the sack. Like, really come into your adulthood. Mhm. You know what I'm saying? Like, come into your adulthood. And like, if there's something that needs to be said, if you want to get to know someone, talk to them. It's just irritating me. It's irritating me. Just talk to them. This is a bullshit message of like, I don't know, maybe because I'm confrontational sometimes. Sometimes. Sometimes I'm confrontational. And when I was much younger, like high school, I distinctly remember someone was saying something and like asking questions about me to someone else. And then that someone else decided to come to me and was like, hey, so and so is like totally in love with you. Shut up. This is what I said. Shut up. How do you know this? Oh, because they said blah, blah, blah. You're a snitch. That's what I said. You're a snitch. How are you going to come and tell me what they said to you? Did they tell you to tell me? No. Not telling you shit. So then, end of the school day, I went up to the person. Hey, you say something to someone about me? And they turned really red in the face. I'm like, bro, dude, you gotta just like, enter into the manhood of your life and talk to the person. Okay. Another thing that we need to step away from is this whole thing of like, just read my mind. No, fuck you. Whatever I'm going to know, you're going to tell me. And whatever you don't tell me, I'm not going to know. I'm not reading anyone's mind. I'm not playing any of these games. I only want people who can find the courage to be upfront with me around me. That's it. If you can't be upfront with me, if you got to play these games where like, ooh, you're a powerful psychic and you just read my mind. No. There's a psychic down the road. Go to them because I'm good off that. It's too much pressure. It's too much pressure. What if I'm reading you wrong? What if I'm reading the person behind you instead and I don't realize this? It's too much pressure and it's childish. It's very, very childish to not be able to communicate. How are you going to build something of substance if you have zero communication? Communication is important. It's important. Now, if you've already communicated and you've developed a strong bond and then you both agree to like test out telepathic stuff, that's one thing. But like trying to put it on someone else, thank you, Annie's mom. I will not say bad words today. I am not a bad word sayer today. Thank you, Annie's mom. Okay. Let me just stop. Raise your eyes to a bird in flight to connect to the divine. So if whoever this is simply wanting to pull you down and pull you down and pull you down, don't allow them to have access to you in that way. If their expectation is for you to read their mind, if their expectation is to learn about you by, online stalking, that's not okay. That is not acceptable behavior. It doesn't matter if their intention is honorable, if it's cute, if whatever. Let us not romanticize toxic behavior. That's toxic behavior. Okay? It's toxic for someone to be lurking, even if they have a crush on you. That's toxic behavior. It's toxic. That's the very thing, like at this point, in the rare instances that I post on social media outside of these live streams that I do with you guys, my posts are no longer public. I'm no longer adding friends on Facebook. I rarely post on Instagram. I just it's ugly. I don't have it in me to romanticize toxic behavior. I'm just really entering into this really powerful space of existence where talk to me. I'm approachable. Do you guys think I'm approachable? Do you think I'm approachable? I promise in real life I'm very quiet and reserved. You know, like I and I'm usually in my jammies, so it's not like I'm all dressed up. You guys want to see my jammies? I'm just saying. Am I approachable?
Yeah.
Yes. Stop it. Am I approachable in real life? I'm not? Why not? This guy. anyways. He goes, no. Stop it, Batman. That's his Bat Daddy voice. Anyways, I like to believe I'm approachable. So don't allow someone to shift your focus to something beneath where you are already. If you've grown past that game phase of like, they need to sneak around and observe all of your social media, and like, I'm good off that. Communicate. I refuse to allow anyone to drag me back to a place of lack of growth, lack of understanding, lack of courage. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Let's see. I'm approachable, just not naive. Yes. 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 Yeah. No, sometimes I'll totally, like, someone will say something and then I'll be like, me? Who are you talking to? If they're gonna be rude, like, I'm sorry. Was there someone that walked past me? hmm I once had, when I was 18, I was working at a jewelry shop. And don't get me wrong, I be loving my Russians, okay? I love Russians. Stop. Stop. No, but okay, so I used to work for this Russian man. I used to work for this Russian man, and it was a jewelry shop, and he also owned a strip club. And his sister worked there too, and they're much older. They're like old enough to be my parents. I mean, they're not old, but they're much older than I was at 18. And the sister comes up to me one day, and she's like, "You're so pretty when you smile." Smile all day. What? She told me I had to stay smiling all day. And I was like this? And she goes, yes, keep that face. Okay. Because I was 18. And then next thing you know, I think it was either later that day or maybe a few days later, they called me to the back office. Now, I told you guys that I used to wear, and this is the 90s, so it wasn't cool yet. Okay. It wasn't cool yet, but I used to wear really high shoes, like stack heel, like, 12-inch heels and stuff, like really high shoes. One of my friends called them Frankenstein, like sexy Frankenstein shoes. And so the brother, the two of them are speaking in their Russian, and they call me to the back office, and I'm like, hi, guys. Because she said I had to smile all day. And he was like, put your foot on the desk. What do you mean? He goes, put your foot on the desk. But I'm wearing a skirt. And she says, because she was there, and I was like, is this like sexual harassment? What's going on? And she goes, it's okay, just hold your skirt down. We want to see your shoes. And so I put my foot on the desk. And he gets out a ruler. And he's measuring it. I guess they were doing a wager with like how high my shoes are. And I don't know who won, but then she says something like, you're right. And he's like, so do you want to work at our club? And I was like, I'm not old enough to bartend. Goes, no, on the stage. And I was like karaoke? Like, do you mean karaoke? But I don't sing. And he goes, not karaoke. And I was like, what kind of club is this? I'm just 18. Is it like 21 and up? Because you'd be a performer. Like, what kind of performances? What are you talking about? And he's like, you already have the shoes and the clothes for it. I don't think my parents would like that. I don't think I can do that for work. Like, what would the hours be? And he's like, oh, you're so innocent. I didn't realize he his club is a strip club. What the fuck are you saying? I just like these type of shoes. You know, and it's this thing of like, I didn't communicate any of the discomfort or nothing because I wasn't grown enough to speak up for myself. I wasn't grown enough to speak up for myself. I ended up quitting that job not long after that. But I distinctly remember I started working security. And obviously, like with security, I'm wearing a full on uniform. No, not a go go dancer. He owned a strip club. He owned a strip club. Yeah, no, I found out because like I don't know if he was the manager or like assistant manager. I was like, hey, what kind of like they're saying that I should work at their club. And he goes, oh shit, you'd make a killing. And I'm like, what kind of club is this? He goes, it's a strip club. No, I can't do that. My parents would kill me. He's like, you'd make a killing, but still though, I don't have a problem with people being exotic dancers. I like that's whatever your choice, your life, your choice. My thing was that I should have said something. I should have said something. It still bothers me. Like, God, 20 something years later, it still bothers me. I should have said something because not long after I quit that job and I started working security, like, yeah, I remember I was watching someone who was shoplifting from the second level of the mall. They told me to go over there, which happened to be right outside of their that jewelry store. And I was watching someone beneath, and then he came up and he goes, what are you watching? The owner, which, you know, and then he says to me like, and that I know this was for sure sexual harassment, but I didn't know any better still. He's like, you have such a beautiful body, why do you cover it up in this ugly uniform? And I was like, I gotta go. I gotta go. And then I left. That should have been addressed right then and there. Finding your voice is important. People will observe and observe and observe to see what they can get away with. I didn't deserve that treatment. I didn't deserve to be spoken to in that way, to be seen in that way, to have those like ridiculous AF offers. Yeah, no, that was super inappropriate. Super inappropriate. But because I allowed, then people think that it's okay. It's not. That type of behavior is not okay. When someone's observing you, you have to question why. You have to question why. Someone doesn't have the courage to do things up front. Why? Is it because your reactions are sometimes too much? Do you have to work on not being so reactive? Do you have to become more reactive that people will understand how to approach you? You know, these questions, it's not about fault. It's about recognizing which of your behaviors are giving passive permission for the type of treatment that you don't like, the type of treatment that you find disrespectful. So with me saying like, I allowed people to think that it would be okay to approach me like this because I was young and didn't know any better. Am I saying I deserve that? Am I saying that that was my fault? No, that's not my fucking fault. Are you? Oh, sorry, Annie's mom. That's not my freaking fault. When you're that age, you literally don't know any better. You don't have enough life experience to know any better. But looking back now, it's not going to help me to be like, oh, that guy was a jerk. He was. What will help me is to recognize, okay, I should have said something about the shoes. I should have said something to the sister about, no, I'm not going to smile all day. Are you paying me extra to smile? Are you paying me extra to smile? You know? And it's this like escalation and escalation and escalation. And a lot of that had to do with the fact that I was taught to be as least abrasive as possible and to be a people pleaser. How many of you have lived your lives trying to please people, even without them asking for things, just like trying to anticipate what they might want, what they might need? Like, you don't want to be an inconvenience. You don't want to be, taking up too much of their space, too much of this, too much of that. Like, no more. That has to be let go of. A great teacher is a treasure. Seek to find one. You are your greatest teacher. You've lived through so much. Regardless of what your age is, you have lived through so much. Allow your life's experiences to teach you. Oh. You know what I do when I set these boundaries and people get mad and attack me verbally? You know what I do? I look them dead in the eyes and I say, see, you're part of the reason why I had to make these boundaries. I hope you understand. No, you. You're part of the reason. You're the main reason. That type of behavior is the main mother flipping reason I had to create this boundary. Thank you for confirming for me that this was the right choice, and you can excuse yourself from my life. My life, my terms. If you want to be a part of it, you need to start learning how to behave around me. Because if you can't behave around me in the way that I need, with a level of respect that I demand at this point, you can excuse yourself. You're replaceable. There's a lot of toxic people in this world. You're replaceable. I can find another toxic person in 5 minutes. Do you think you were that irreplaceable? You might want to look up Beyonce's song, to the left, to the left. Everything you own on the box on the left. In the closet, that's my stuff. If I bought it, please don't touch. Keep talking that mess, that's fine. But can you walk and talk at the same time? Like, no, fuck out of here. Flip out of here. Out of here, just out of here. And having no apologies. Having no apologies for now having standards. Like, no. And pointing out, like, see, that's why. Look at that. That's why. No more. So call on Ganesh to remove obstacles in your life. Just removing, these people are like obstacles. The longer you allow them to stay in your life and continue to have access to you, that's the more they're going to continue with their behavior. Excuse me, I've told them that we can talk face to face. If you don't want to, that's fine. Don't want anyone around me that wants to lie to me or on me. They are now blocked. See, Tanaya, I hope you don't feel criticized by me saying this, but I have to say this. Once you make a decision, you don't even have to talk to them. Not even face to face. You're still accommodating people by giving them the opportunity to be able to, think that they can talk you down from what you've decided. That gives that type of message where, let's talk face to face, try and talk me down from what I've decided. And I'm over here like, no, I ain't got nothing to say. You did what you did. I reacted the way I reacted, and that's just that. I mean, that's just that. That's that. There's nothing. Ooh, last night I had the craziest dream. It was obviously post-apocalyptic, but there were still a lot of people alive. And we were walking down the neighborhood, and I was like, because I collect feathers. And I was like, oh, those feathers, what is that? And they were like really flat, almost like a sheet of paper that's been painted. And it's almost like it was a cross between a neon turkey feather and, for some reason, like when I looked closer, it looked like an eagle's head had been stamped on some part of the feather. And so I started collecting them. And I was like, what is this? What bird is this? Is it an eagle? Because yeah. And then someone started yelling or something like that. And they were like, the bird's coming back. And then they turned, and it was a fucking phoenix. It was a phoenix. And I was like, oh, are these phoenix feathers? And then I gathered them. Oh, it was one of your children? My kids know. I'm not saying I'm a better mother, Tanaya. My kids know. You're not talking me down from being upset. No. Especially if you're an adult. No. You better recognize you wrecked my vagina coming out. That affords me a high level of respect. Okay? A high level of respect. You can communicate things with me, but you cannot be disrespectful in your communication. And if you're going to lie, if you're going to lie, to me like I'm some stranger on the street, I might have to slap you one, because, and I don't believe in violence against children. I don't believe in spanking. I don't believe in timeout. I might have to slap you, knock some sense back into your head. You gonna lie to me? You gonna lie about me as my child? No, it's not even. Oh, now I'm getting all riled up. I'm not even gonna wait for you to. I'm gonna go to your house, bang on your door like it's a raid. Open the door, it's your mother. I'm gonna enter your house like I paid your rent. I'm gonna enter your, and I'm gonna tell you to sit the F down. Sit the F down. What the F is going on? No, at that point, we not equals. Let me flex the fact that I'm your mother. I don't care how old you are. I'm your mother, and you will treat me like your mother. I'm not some fool on the street that you can be acting stupid with. She gets mad at someone and attacks me, and I told her to leave me alone with the BS. Let me just stay out of it. I don't have daughters. I don't have daughters, so, yeah. Like, I don't have daughters, so, Hold on. Sorry, Elijah. Yeah. I don't have daughters. It's a whole different thing when your child is the same gender as you. I don't know. I don't like children being disrespectful to their parents at all. I don't care if you're grown. Like, I have very specific beliefs when it comes to our relationship with our children. They will only treat us in the way we allow them to. Like, my kids already know. They already know. It doesn't matter if grandma or grandpa told you to be disrespectful to me. It doesn't matter if Jesus came down from heaven and told you to be disrespectful to me. You're the one that's going to get slapped. You the one. It's you. No one else. I'm gonna hold you responsible for that. And that's the thing. Like, I have relatives who think it's funny to teach children to say things that are just really not appropriate. You know what I mean? Like be disrespectful, and it's like it's supposed to be a joke. And my kid will literally tell you like that's disrespectful. That's inappropriate. They're not even. And then if you tell them, well, don't tell your mom, they're gonna go straight to me and tell me like, hey, so and so said this, and they told me not to tell you. Okay, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, no, that's very disrespectful. Like, nope. They know, you're not keeping no secrets from me. Okay, there's a thing as privacy, that's fine. But secrets because someone told you to, no. From the time they're like toddlers. I remember my son was, I think he was like a year old, maybe 18 months. And he never had candy before. And my brother, of all people, gave him a jelly bean. A jelly bean. And yeah. And so he came up to me immediately. First, he spit it out, and he came up to me immediately, and he held this slobbery jelly bean. He goes, Uncle's inappropriate. And then, he ran to me, and here's my brother running after him, like, no, 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 he's lying. I said, my kid doesn't lie. He doesn't lie to me. And so, he's like, how'd you teach it? How did you train him to do? He's not a fucking dog, fool. He's not a dog. Train him. We have a relationship. It's about mutual respect. My kids know I will only tolerate certain types of behaviors. You can be upset, but you cannot direct that at me. Especially if I didn't do it to you. Like, that's not okay with me. I'm very particular, and they know this. They know this, and they need to know, like, the world will not revolve around you and what mood you are in. Correct yourself, regulate yourself. And this is something you have to be taught and encouraged to do from childhood. And if your kids are not able to regulate themselves and correct their own behaviors, recognize when their behaviors are crossing boundaries, you have to correct that as an adult because, and this is just my opinion, I'm not trying to shame anyone. I'm not trying to tell anyone my parenting is more superior or anything like that. These are my opinions. But what I see, and this is my logic, if I don't teach you this and you, work this out with me at home, be mad at me at home, have a tantrum with me at home so that I can help you to learn, the world is not going to tolerate you the way your mother and your father do. You're going to lose friendships. You're going to lose business, professional opportunities. You're going to lose all sorts of things. All because you're not regulating yourself. And no one has to tolerate you. It doesn't matter if they made you mad. Whatever you decide to do, however you decide to act, that's what's going to determine how other people will receive you. And sometimes, even when you're not doing anything, people will not receive you in the way that you want. You still got to put your big kid pants on and function through that. And these are things we really need to teach our children, whether they're grown, whether they're young. The world does not have to tolerate you. The world does not have to provide for you. That is your responsibility. And as your parent, it is my responsibility to help you really wrap your mind around this. Because too many people have been allowed to grow into adults who think the world has to cater to them. I don't think so. I remember years ago, I was doing a live stream and I was talking about pew-pews. One of my longtime Facebook friends totally just like went off on me because I posted a picture of a Hello Kitty powder coated AR-15. It was cute. And I was like, oh my God, I would love one of these. It was like, had all the accoutrements and it was powder coated pink and purple and white for Hello Kitty. And that just so happened there had been an event, someone did something, and people were harmed, which I wasn't aware. I don't watch the news. And she went off on me. And I'm like, first off, you can't be lumping me in with people who murdered someone else. I'm not even aware what the hell's going on in the world. That's what she was doing. She was saying I'm just as bad as the murderer. Bitch, what? We not friends like that. We not friends like that you think you can approach me, address me in that way. First off, recognize who the fuck you are. You just online. You've known me for a couple years online. And in those few years, I've been nothing but there for you. I haven't benefited one bit. And for you to think you can address me in this way, bitch, block me. It's no loss to me. There's plenty of other people who would love for me to be at their beck and call so they can vent and block me. No, it's literally no loss to me. So then I went live. I was pissed off. And I had my Glock. I was just fucking around. I wasn't brandishing it. I was just fucking around. And then someone comes in the comments, it's like, no, that's not right because I believe in open carry. I believe in constitutional rights. I believe that you should be able to open carry, just not inside financial institutions, maybe hospitals, within reason. You should be able to exercise your right to bear arms. I mean, are you mentally unstable and can't think logically and responsibly? Because then maybe you shouldn't. But just because you have that condition does not mean I do. And therefore, whatever is imposed on you should not be imposed on me. And this girl was saying, like, well, my family, you're endangering my family if you're walking down the street with a Glock on your hip. And you can see it. I'm not touching it. Well, then your family shouldn't walk down the street. Your family should stay home where you feel safe. Mm-hmm. Oh boy, she got mad. You can't tell me where to go. Well, then, yeah, you can't tell me where to go either. That's like trying to tell me that I have to wear a bra if I don't want to wear a bra. If I'm operating within the legal rights, then I'm operating within my legal rights. Brandishing is not the same as open carry. If I'm threatening you, that's not the same as having a tool on my hip. It's not the same. No, if you feel unsafe, you go home. You lock your doors, board up your windows, order from online, just like how everyone is being told if they don't want to follow the rules, stay home. You don't have to go out, but these are the rules. If the area has rules that make it legal for me to open carry and you're afraid, you stay home. Stay home. Be safe at home. If I don't want to wear a mask, I stay home. If you don't want to see me being fully capable of defending myself in any situation, stay home. That argument works for so many different things, right? Right? It's not that you can use this argument just for the things you want to apply it to. No, stay home. Mm-hmm. It's about speaking your truth. It's about understanding that you are a fully functional adult. You can handle yourself. You know how to properly and safely handle your tools. What's the danger there? What's the danger there? I have a level of accuracy that's pretty good. It's pretty good. When I go to the range, I do clover patterns. That means from however many yards away, my accuracy is within that size, like a quarter. I can get them all to hit within a quarter. So if I really wanted to harm you, I'm fully capable of it. But am I a harmful person? No. It's holstered properly and visible. It's visible, so you know that I'm not trying to fidget with it. It's just stupidity. There's a lot of things that people will try and shame you into. Why? Because you're scared? Stay home. You need me to do this, this, and this so you feel safe? Stay home. When I don't feel safe in the world, I stay home. Stay home. Too much of the world think they have it figured out. And what they think they've figured out is that if there's enough of them, they can dictate to the few exactly how to live. You can try. I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to work. Because I'm not going to do what you say just because you said. No, it's not going to work. Okay. You have to be responsible for what you create, what you birth. Right now, we are birthing a situation that has created so many obstacles for so many of us. And these obstacles need to be cleansed before being cleared. Fertility, responsibility, and cleansing. It's not enough to recognize when you have blockages and obstacles. It's not enough to recognize that someone is very toxic to you in your life. You have to take accountability, responsibility, and clear that out of your life. Okay? So, the foundation must be secured. Your foundation, this space within you where all of your beliefs stem from, it must be a secure space. You can't allow other people who haven't really formed their concepts of who they are and they simply follow the official storyline and they simply do as they're told because I'm not a cow. I'm not a heifer. This whole herd mentality. I'm not a cow. I'm not part of a herd. And people are like, oh no, see, Emmie, that's the problem. You don't think you're part of society. No, I know I'm part of society. But I don't need society to give me permission to exist. Society would like me to be what they tell Asian women to be: docile, demure, soft spoken. Like, no, that's not me. That's not even how I laugh. I don't do I don't sneeze like that. I'm like, ah, that's not me. And you cannot dictate to me who to be. And when you start watching and quietly creeping, like, that makes me question, what are you trying to see about me? What are you trying to do with that? Are you trying to weaponize some sort of details about me? And it's not paranoia. These are legitimate questions. Because someone will tell you, like, oh, you're so paranoid. Paranoid that someone's looking at all my posts? If I'm paranoid, you're asinine and oblivious. Oh, I'm sorry. You're the only one that can give opinions that everyone else has to validate. How toddlerish of you. So tell me again how I should listen to someone who has that type of toddler logic. Explain that to me again, because I wasn't following. So you get to state your opinion, and I have to be quiet and agree with you. Do you want some juice and cookies? You need a nap. You want your blankie? Oh, no, you're just being antagonistic. Yeah. I'm matching the energy. I'm matching the energy. What? People don't like it when you match their energy. Yeah. They don't like it when you match their energy because heaven forbid they receive what they spew out. Heaven forbid. Heaven forbid. You know, I don't even believe in heaven. So I guess I don't care if heaven forbids it. Yeah. Yeah. And as a, now I'm being extra antagonistic. As a Catholic, baptized and confirmed, I'm one of y'all. I don't believe in purgatory either. What's going to happen now? I don't believe in any of that. Oh my God, so are you atheist? No. I believe something seriously profound created me. And I believe that if you believe what you truly believe, you'll understand I'm perfection because your teachings dictate that God is omnipresent, omnipowerful, knows everything, does everything with intention, never makes a mistake. So you telling me you believe God is that, but made a mistake when I was born. You telling me that? You telling me that God is omnipowerful, yet these people who are LGBTQT, whatever the letters are, I don't keep track, um, that they're abominations? Didn't God create everything? Oh no, Satan. Okay, but didn't God create Satan? Are you telling me that Satan is on the same footing as God? I mean, you can't pick and choose. You either believe the whole thing or you don't. And it sounds like you don't know what you believe. See, when you understand and you listen and you reiterate, they don't like that. They don't like that. And it's not that I don't believe in God. I believe my existence is proof of divinity. I believe that even the parts of me that I don't really appreciate yet, my attitude and things like that, um, that was created intentionally, in perfect measure. And I will learn eventually in my lifetime why I had to be like this and why I had to be like that and why my behavior is the way it is, why I see the world the way I do. It doesn't matter if I don't understand it now. It's still perfection. It's still a perfection that I need to work to better understand and accept. And the same applies for you guys. The same absolutely applies for you guys. Allowing yourself to really see what people's intentions are with you when they quietly watch you. Why? Why? Because that example that I was giving, where they're like, it was someone who was trying to argue with me about the semantics of God and like homosexuality and stuff. Like, and they thought I would be scared when they said, I've been watching you for a while. So then you know what you're about to get served. So then you know. So then I don't need to be extra gentle. Mm, thank you for that. Yeah. Hmm. Yep. Card number 24, innocence. Allowing yourself to see things in a different way. If all you've done thus far is convince yourself that your intuition is wrong and don't be mean and, this and that, you might need to see that differently. You might need to see it differently if you think that every time your intuition guides you away from people, that you're just being antisocial, that you're being paranoid. You're feeling these things for a reason. You're sensing people and their unspoken intentions. Pisceans and empaths, let us be extra honest with ourselves right now. People are drawn to us in ways that they are not with most other people. It is not uncommon for a Piscean or an empath or an INFJ to have people so drawn to you that they begin to take or try to take ownership of you. And it's not even a romantic thing. I have had people who were friends and they are heterosexual and married, believe in monogamy, have their own family, and they want to take ownership of me. Like, where did you go today? What did you do there? What are you going to do later on? Are you sure you're home? Like, bitch. What? I had someone who basically was upset that I was moving because it was too far. Too far from what? I mean, are you moving with me and you're needing to commute? Like, too far from what? Pisceans and empaths. People are just so drawn to our energy. It's okay. But we have to set very clear, very healthy boundaries for both you and the other person. They have to know that there are certain things that are just not okay with you. Stalking me is not okay with me. And I know I'm not the only Piscean or empath that has had people stalk me. I have someone who's been stalking me since I was 16. I'm over 40. Like, for real, bruh. Fuck out of here. You're nasty. No. No. I don't want to be your friend. No. It's not a case of if you just wait long enough, I'll understand we belong together and nastiness. Nastiness. Just saying. Nastiness. Hold on, guys. Yikes. Damn, I don't have the info. Card number 29, invoke the Orpheum. You're needing protection from something. Just because you're innocent to what other people's intentions and level of maliciousness is, don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. You know, some people are malicious, and you have to accept this knowing as it is. Knowing that someone is malicious is important. Don't just ignore it. Don't just be like, oh no, they never would. A lot of the restrictions that were imposed, energetic restrictions that were once imposed that prevented certain types of demonic things, that's been lifted. It's been lifted. That means at this point, people are very capable of things. That's what that means. They're highly capable. If you didn't know who you were before COVID hit, you might have voids that exist within you that can be occupied by something parasitic. You might be being used as a Trojan to access other people. Doesn't mean you're a bad person. It means do something with this information. Cleanse your space. Fill up any holes that you have existing within you. This concept of like, I need my other half, that alone, because you truly believe it, that alone creates a huge hole for something else to occupy. And then we wonder why all of these false twin people are able to access us and convince us they're our other half. I don't have another half. I'm whole. I don't have another half. I'm whole. With or without the presence of the human body that my divine counterpart twin ray occupies, like, I really don't give a shit if he's physically in my life or not. I really don't give a shit. I'm going to keep growing. I'm going to keep succeeding. I'm going to keep climbing my mountain of life higher and higher until I actually reach the apex, the top, with or without that person. With or without. There is no hole within me that can be only occupied by that person. That's parasitic by definition. That is parasitic. Well, that's a good one, Mystic. I know I'm protected because I'm still here. Card number 31, light code injection. So as things begin to ramp up, that 1010 portal, which is coming in a few days, that 1010 portal is the start of a process that will basically culminate with the 1212 and 1221 portal. I'm going to be doing quite a few fire ceremonies. Mikey, protect my lungs. Yeah. So the 1010 portal, 1111 portal, 1212 and 1221 portals, those are very, very important. Very, very important. The light code injections have begun. And those injections will help you to better come to terms, basically to prime you, to better come to terms with the shifts in your perception. It's going to totally shift your perception. Okay. No, the 5-5 portal has to do with change. 10-10 portal has to do with a recognition that a journey must begin. 11-11 portal is the recognition and the preparation that goes into the first steps of the 12-12 portal, which is the actual first steps of your journey. And that 12-21 portal has to do with a commingling, merger point, and once again separation. It's basically like what the DNA does. It's like mitosis. The 1221 portal is mitosis. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but this is just one of those things. Just one of them days. Michael says, sing it. It's just one of them things that a girl goes through when I'm angry inside. Don't want to take it out on you. Anyways, new dimensions. There's going to be a new merger point that's going to be reestablished. New merger point. I thought once that timelines were collapsing, and they're not. They're merging. They're merging. These are mergers. 10th is also start of another 13-day galactic wave spell. Yep. Hi, Angie. Well, see, here's the thing. And you guys should probably consider, like seriously consider joining my workshop. It's going to be in a couple weeks. I don't know if there's still space or not. There is limited seating. It's an online live workshop. I'm going to be teaching etheric defense, how to defend yourself, your space, your home, how to seal your auric space, all of that. These are important things to know because you can't just burn things at this point. There are parasitic strains that have been allowed to re-infiltrate the earth, the whole global space, and they actually feed on fire. It feeds on light. Yeah. It feeds on light. So the duality is being allowed to face each other once again. The light and the dark. It's being allowed to face each other once again, within you as well as outside of you. Okay? Within you as well as outside of you. Part of how you negate, well, no, never mind. Michael says no. Card number 4, build up sigil. This is going to be the next step because there's going to be a lot of tearing down. Okay. There are potentialities for some of us for malicious people to access us, tear us down, so that we'll be primed to build ourselves back up. Just have to be careful, okay? Be careful of what you allow yourself to take in as your truth during this period. Plus, we have Mercury. We have all sorts of just caca. Just saying, just nothing but caca. Card number 44, renewal. Once you build up the structures, you will be renewed once again. You really will. You really, really will. There's a high tide and low tide. And just because you've been experiencing a low tide for some time now does not mean the tide will not come back in. The tide eventually comes home to the shore. That's the type of love creation has for us, where there is an ebb and a flow. It's not a flat line. There is a life, a living component to that type of love. There is a back and forth. And I'm not talking about the people who waste your time. I'm talking about the dynamic energy that exists between people who are aligned. When you have a dynamic energy between yourself and someone else, it's not consistent like trauma bonding that's occurring. You have your quiet time alone. You have your time where you're together. It's a very dynamic ebb and flow. No matter what, the water eventually comes home to the shore. Eventually it comes home to the shore. It's drawn to you. For those of you where the message has to do with someone who is not nefarious, they're drawn to you. They're going to forever be drawn to you. It's just going to be that thing where, it's just, I don't know. It's so easy to become addicted to a Piscean. That's just the reality of it. And Pisceans are oblivious to their effect. Pisceans are oblivious to their effect. There's been instances where I had been talking to someone. It was like a professional type of connection. And I was talking on the phone. And I'm talking on speakerphone. My husband's there. And I don't hide shit from my husband. So I'm on speakerphone. And I get off the phone. And my husband's like, someone's trying to set up a date with you. I'm like, ew, no, they're not. Yeah, they are. Sounds like someone's trying to set up a date with you. Are you serious? Mm-hmm. Turns out I'm oblivious. Turns out I am oblivious. Mm-hmm. He was right. Someone was trying to spend alone time with me. No, thank you. No, thank you. Card number 20, abundance sigil. Choose what type of abundance you're bringing in. Because you can be abundant in drama, fakery, foolery. I mean, can you choose, like consciously choose a healthier form of abundance? Okay. Abundance can take so many different forms. And it's really up to you what you want to call in. If you want to be abundant and people obsessed with you, go right ahead. That's on you. That's your prerogative. I'm not okay with that. Because everything in my life, every experience that I've had, the moment someone becomes obsessed with me, it does not take long for them to become aggressive with me. Yo, girl, don't play that shit. Just saying. It does not take long for someone to become aggressive with me, to try and take ownership of me. Like, I don't even check in with my husband. Are you kidding me right now? You starting to talk like you think you're my parent. I don't even check in with my parents. I barely ever answer text messages. I mean, hold up. I've been answering text messages, like, I have 100 something text messages that is unread. I mean, That's none of my concern. If it's not in the top like 3 or 4 texts, I don't need to worry about that. When we allow people to think that they can address us in that way, regard us as though we are their property, that needs to be corrected. That needs to be corrected. I once had a strange man try and dictate details to me about how I'm to live, where I'm to be. Bitch, I'm sorry. Who the fuck is you talking to? Who are you talking to? Because I know for sure I'm not your wife. Because my husband doesn't do that kind of stuff to me. Like, I barely even respond to his text messages. If he's on here, he'll let you guys know. I don't even know why she has a phone. I know why I have a phone, because you forced me to have a phone. I don't want a phone. Yeah. He forces me to have a phone. He tells me I have to have a phone. Yeah. This is what he does. Whenever we enter a store, he goes and does his dance to go. And then I go and do my thing. And then after like, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes, I see him down the freaking aisle. He's like, at which point I'm like, oh, are you calling me? What? It's not like I'm leaving the store without you. What? I didn't hear that shit. What? I'm not playing games with you. I literally didn't hear it. I'm just saying, it's not a game. If I don't even answer to him, and he feeds me every day. He feeds me. He clothes me. He houses me. I don't know why you look through the entire store. I'm either with the plants, with the makeup, with the hair, or the moisturizers. You pay he pays all my bills. He pays my bills, and he gets me things like food. He can tell me what to do. Everyone else, y'all better know your plan. I'm just kidding. No, he does. He does do all that stuff. Card number 18, Galactic Heritage. Remember, there's a lot of stuff going on. And the moment you begin to allow yourself to really pay attention to people's place in your life, you'll begin to understand how many people have been being used to destabilize you. Okay? You're never at the spot you said you were. It's not my fault you're not working on your telepathy. Work on it. Work on your telepathy, and I could hear you without hearing the phone. Work on your telepathy. You're going to have to take ownership of the fact that you're not connected to me telepathically. I mean, you are. I don't know if he realizes he's often having conversations with me in the head, and then he'll say it out loud. But you need to learn to intentionally transmit the message. I already have my, where is it? I have my antenna. Fuck, it's long. It's all shit. It's long. I ain't even ashamed. What you think is nasty? Good. Don't talk to me. I'm not your wife. I'm already someone else's wife. I don't care what you're attracted to. I'm just saying, ooh, Xavier, you got your pineapple strawberry quartz. Pineapple strawberry quartz. That's me giving everyone a high five. Pineapple strawberry. Y'all, Daddy, bring me one of the swords. Y'all, I'm going live in a few to auction swords. I have a couple. Y'all ain't ready. I don't think you're just ready for this jelly. I don't think you're ready for this jelly. I don't think you're ready for this. Cause my swords are so bootylicious for you, babe. I'm just saying. I don't think y'all are ready for it. I don't think so. Card number 16, what you want wants you. You want peace? Fight for it. Very simple, huh? If you want peace, fight for it. Because of the societies we have allowed to be created and sustained with our tears, you now have to wage a war for your peace. That is the price you pay for your freedom. Whether it's your personal freedom, whether it's the freedom for all of us. Okay? We have allowed too much to happen.
I don't want to give sample, not the big one. No.
I didn't want to show them this one.
But I think they'd like this one.
Okay.
Is this not?
Okay, guys. So this is what I used to do sometimes, once in a while. Okay. I know how to program crystals and not just program them. The program is burned into the crystal. So there were times when people were living apart and they needed to make sure that each other was safe and, this and that. Or they're twins, like actual twins. And so it needed, and so I would take two pieces that come from one. This comes from one. And I would make them matching daggers. And they communicate from any distance. From any distance, they communicate. Yep. And that's amphibole. Amphibole, and this is scolecite, extremely high frequencies. Okay, babies, lay down, have a nap. Just have a nap. Don't my fucking forehead. It's already like my forehead is thumping. Let me just. Didn't I say? I don't think you're ready for this jelly. I don't think you're ready for this jelly. I don't think you're ready for this. She feels, she knows. Really allowing yourself to feel, really allowing yourself to know what this feeling is. How do you cleanse them? You don't need to because of the way that I program it. My energy is extremely dominant and it's Sigma type energy. So it don't give a damn what's going on around it. It's like you're not getting in. You're just not getting in. On top of that, you can use them to cleanse all of your other crystals. Very easy. All you have to do. Whoop, cleansed. How's this feel now? Huh? You feel it? You feel it? You like it? I like it. Sorry. Okay? That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. All right. Whew. That triggered my asthma. Okay, card number 2, inner trust. Allowing yourself to trust where you are in your life. Trust. Have faith. Have faith that your soul is guiding you exactly where it needs to guide you. Would you guys like me to take you through the Black Hills sometime? Like live stream? I feel like I should take you guys to a couple of the vortices. No. I don't know. I don't like people knowing exactly where I am, and I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. That makes me feel nervous. How many of you live in the Black Hills, first off? Because then I'll know how many people might try and find me. Like, where's Emmie? Let's play a game of where's Emmie? Where's Emmie? That's scary. That's not a game. That's like hunting me. Okay. Please. That gave me palpitations. Card number 32, faith in the process. Trust. Okay? Trust. Just trust. Trust that when you get broken down by life, by emotions, that it's the first part in that process of rebuilding you, fortifying you, realigning your parts so that you can better serve your purpose, your true purpose. And you don't even need to know what that purpose is. That's the thing. We fight so hard to know details that really are irrelevant. Live, be present, process, integrate. Those are the things we have to pay attention to. Not these things that simply serve ego. There's no point in that. People often ask me like, "Oh, can you tell me what dimensional level of consciousness I'm on?" I'm like, "Why? What's the point?" Well, because I want to know where I'm at. Why? So you can tell other people. Typically, the people who are extremely high frequency, the people who are like up there above 5D, they're not interested in any of that type of information. They're more interested in like, this is what's going on in my life. Like, what do you think? Am I missing something? I'm not understanding what this lesson is. Like, how can I better my perception and the way I respond? That's what they're interested in. Just bear that in mind, okay? Keep that in mind. Do you guys feel like it would be beneficial if I offered life coaching sessions where, maybe you're not interested in the energy work, maybe you're not interested in the spirituality of things, which that's okay. Not everyone has. My husband's not interested in that stuff. He doesn't need to be. But I don't know. I guess I have a different way of seeing things and explaining things. I've heard that my entire life. And with the way that I explain and see things, it really helps people to better understand their situation and move forward from it. Now, my husband recently was like, "You should just become a therapist." And, and I told him, so I would probably need to get my psychology degree and this and that and get licensed, which all of that is all Jim Dandy and everything. But here's the thing. The moment I enter into an industry like that, I'm bound by their rules. And I don't think therapists can tell you the things that I say to you as one human being to another. So it's kind of like, instead of a life coach, it would be a soul coach, helping you, coaching you through these lessons that your soul brings to your door. Because that brings me a lot of it makes me feel really, really full within myself and my purpose to be able to have someone help you see the things that are so difficult for you to see, simply because I'm not emotionally involved. I'm not in that. So I can see clearly, like, hey, did you notice this part? This is the thing that's triggering that. That's not the problem. It's this. Fix this. That goes away. Because I can see that kind of stuff, and part of the downside of being in industries that are regulated, at some point, someone who didn't have the foresight to see the need that people would have from that industry, they created regulation that prevents you from offering that kind of help. That's why I haven't licensed myself in anything. Like, soul work is what I do. I do soul work. I operate within the integrity and purity of soul. And that's it. Because I know my integrity is extremely important, But yeah, Michael's been telling me, and I'm like, people don't need a freaking life coach. And he's like, you don't understand. And so I thought I just mention it to you guys and see. Yeah. So card number 9, what do you feel? What do you feel? You know, where you allow yourself to really assess where you are within yourself. Someone else is already assessing you. Okay? Someone else is already paying attention to the different potential moves you can take from whatever the situation is that you're dealing with. Are you paying attention? Are you really allowing yourself to truly see where you are within yourself, within your life, the effects that occurred because of the causations that you chose? There's something so powerful that happens when you realize causation and effect. When I choose this option, it triggers a cause that leads to an effect. And the effect is a thing that I end up having to live through, whether it's pleasurable, whether it's not. It's determined by the causation that's chosen. Okay. Card number 27, receiving. Allowing yourself to receive the messages from soul. Allowing yourself to really just assess, like, you know, what does my soul really want me to do? This is what I think my soul wants me to do, but is it what my soul really wants me to do? Is it? Yes, Kim. Perhaps I can go a little further within. Most people, like literally almost everyone, very, very rare for me to come across someone who doesn't do this, where they reach a level and they think that's it. Like, I'm like right there. I'm almost there. I'm about to break through. It's going to be like the apex, the top. I'm almost at the top of the mountain. And I'm kind of just like, well, I mean, do I tell them? Because if I tell them, their feelings are going to be hurt and they're going to feel like I'm trying to put them down. Because in reality, I'm not at the top of the mountain, but I'm at a higher vantage point. And when I look down and see, I'm like, no, bro, you got like 5 more levels, 5 more meadows, plateaus that you have to pass and climb up. You know what I mean? And I usually don't say anything simply because it's like, I don't want you to feel like I'm tearing you down. But there's just so much more you still have to get through. You're nowhere near even halfway up the mountain. I'm nowhere near even a quarter up the mountain. I'm still near the base camp. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for yelling. No, but that's the reality of what I see. The higher I get, the more I realize, oh my God, I have so much further to go. And it's just one of those things where you can either allow that knowing to make you feel like, I just give up. It's too much. It's too much. That's too much effort. Or I could be like, I already came this far. I ain't stopping. I'm not climbing back down. It took me 40 freaking years to get this. I'm going all the way. I don't care if I die. I'm more like the latter. You know, I'm like, well, I already been searching for this picture for 2 minutes. Now I really got to find it. You know? Card number 38, restore and replenish. Restore and replenish, allowing yourself to go through the process that you need to go through, knowing that it's just a process. It is just a process. It's just a process. You know what I mean? It's like you have the dirt of the day on you. Maybe you were gardening, you have dirt under your nails, you know, you smell like manure, and it's just part of gardening. It's part of gardening. Are you going to be like, it's too much effort to take a shower? Can't I just like change my clothes? Okay, well, that's up to you. Are you going to feel fresh and clean when you hop in bed that night? No. Are you still going to smell like that fish gut manure? Probably. Are you not worth the effort? Are you not worth that effort? I mean, because I see that you're worth it. And I'm not quite understanding why you choose to see yourself and feel and live as though you're not worth the effort. Because you are. You're worth the effort. You know how different it feels when you earn something, when you work towards something versus when it's just given to you? It feels so different. It feels so different. Knowing that you earned it, knowing that you did this, you made it happen. Ooh. The present is the point of power, nowhere else. Karen, I swear, you're one of my most favorite people. Karen Christian Easter is the artist that created my cards. Yep. Karen Christian Easter is the artist that created my cards. Ridiculously powerful crone. One of my most favorite people, I swear. I swear, you need to share more of your thoughts. She doesn't share them often. The present is a point of power, nowhere else. Ah! Woo! Girlfriend! Girlfriend! Ah. That is like, that really got me. You want to be powerful? It's in the now. It's in the present. That's that. That's that. You can't live in the past. You can't control the future. It's that pivot point. I got to read that again. The present is the point of power, nowhere else. Nowhere else. At no other point will you be able to have the greatest level of effect on your journey than the present. You can no longer change the past. You can simply shift your perception of the past. You cannot change the future. You cannot manipulate it and control it to the degree where you are dictating exactly how it will happen and when. So right now is when you have the ability to choose, consciously choose the effects that lead to the causations, so the causations that lead to the effects. Powerful stuff. Card number 44, Visions of Life Beyond Death. Seeing exactly where you are. You are simply in a cycle that's leading to a metaphoric death, a shamanic death. Think of it this way, okay? Because people might be like, most people don't understand the gravity of what a metaphoric shamanic death is, a spiritual death. When someone is dying, unless it's, you don't know it's happening, right? Unless it's just very sudden, like literally they just keel over, right? When someone is dying, when it's suspected that they are dying, that's usually the point at which tremendous amounts of medicine are presented. Like tremendous amounts of medicine are presented. IV lines are put in. Sometimes they even use defibrillators. They use all these advanced machines, technology, to try and assess what's going on and how much time you have left for them to interfere, to halt the death, the process of dying. So much medicine is brought forward the moment you realize you're at death's door. So why is that shamanic death necessary? To offer you the medicines that can help you come back to life, to be reborn, to become a better, more solid, more stable, more powerful version of yourself. It's 11:11 somewhere in the world. In a few minutes, in a few seconds, it'll be 12:12. This is quite possibly my most favorite time of the day. Because at one part, it's 10:10, and people are realizing a journey is about to take place. And a few seconds later, in another part, it's 11:11, this preparation for the journey within. And then in a few more seconds, it's going to be 12:12, the first steps of that journey. What part are you in? Because doesn't the sun set in the west? Now it's 12:12. Does the sun not set in the west? So if you're at that 10:10, if you're on the west coast of your life, the landscape of your life, if you're on the west coast, the day is ending for whatever you've been through. You're preparing to enter into a dark night of the soul. If you're more mountain time towards the center, you're probably at a point where you're now preparing. That dark night of the soul is coming to an end, and you're needing to prepare for that journey to start a new day. And as you travel towards the east, you reach that 12:12 point. Sun is rising, it's a new day, and you've chosen what you're going to do. I mean, that's a really powerful period. That's a really, really powerful place to be. Or depending on where you position yourself within the landscape of your mind and heart, that's what's going to determine what part of your journey you're in. Whether you're in the light, whether you're in the shadow, whether you're in that dark space. And there's nothing intrinsically evil about dark or shadow. There's nothing intrinsically evil about dark or shadow. And I'll tell you, if you look back at the history of humanity, so many atrocities were done in the light. So many atrocities were done in the light. So please don't tell me darkness is bad and evil and shadow and oh my God, she's a demon worshiper. And no. And when people try and tell you that having cards, that I'm doing the devil's work, I help more people with these pieces of paper than your prayers ever have. So don't come at me crooked or else I'll straighten you out. When you know your existence has a type of gravity that just because you exist and share who you are, because of that, people are positively affected. They are empowered. Don't ever hide that. Don't ever allow the people with the small minds who are confined to these beliefs that led to the oppression of so many nations. Don't let them continue the work that was started by their predecessors. Mm-mm. No. Be so powerful that these little cards made of paper are not more powerful than you. Beyond the mind, the heart beats. Go beyond the mind. Allow the heartbeat of creation, of soul, to be your very driving force. And no, I want to make this very clear. I do not commune with anything when I read cards. I have raging ADHD. These cards help to keep me focused. But based on those rare comments, we're like, oh, you shouldn't be using the cards to get information and this and that. That just tells me you recognize how powerful my intuition is. That tells me someone outside of me believes so deeply in the power of my direct connection to divinity and my cultivated ability to receive that information without distortion, that it can't possibly be human. Thank you for believing in me. But I'm going to speak my truth. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop allowing my intuition to be guided, to be focused, to negate some of that ADHD, to keep me fully present as I speak to you from my heart and my soul, not from some guardian guide channeled whatever. No. Oh, she speaks to demon. I don't even know why this is coming up. Yeah, no. Nope. Stand in your truth. Let people witness you be who you are. Let yourself finally witness yourself. Really, truly allow the witnessing of your most authentic vulnerability. Vulnerability is not weakness. It is the weak who think they can exploit vulnerable moments. I tell you, when I am at my most vulnerable and I look like I'm at my weakest, I'm actually the most heightened and prepared for war. People don't know. They don't need to know. The only reason you'd need to know that is if you had malicious intent towards me, at which point you're about to find out. You don't need to give people advance notice that their behaviors will have repercussions. It's not your job to raise another adult. And no, they don't get to live their entire life using the excuse that mommy or daddy or grandma or grandpa or auntie or uncle didn't teach them any better. You're an adult now. You're an adult. Behaving like a child is a choice. That's it. That's that. Allowing wounds to continue is a choice. Cleanse the wound. Stitch it shut so no other dirt can enter. You really want to heal? Stop allowing the filthy words of other people to affect the process of healing. Cleanse it all out. Stitch it shut. Prevent yourself from being infected. It's okay for you to need space and time and quiet. You don't have to have even the people you love be present as you heal. Sometimes the most powerful thing to do is heal on your own. Why? Well, because that way you know you did it. You never notice when someone helps you to heal? You give them the credit for the work that you did. They deserve gratitude for their presence. They do. You should be grateful that you have people who care and are present. To give them credit for the work you did to heal yourself? I don't know about that one. How do I stitch it shut? How do I know? You stitch it shut by holding yourself. When was the last time you held yourself? When was the last time you thanked the parts of you that exist to protect you? I was sharing yesterday that I moisturize often. I moisturize quite a bit. Why? That's me loving myself. When the elbow hurts, most people are like, oh, my elbow hurts. Oh, me, I'm like, okay, it's okay. It's okay. I'm just really allow myself to love on that part. Like I asked too much from you. I pushed you too far. All right, let me get some flow back in there. Let me just really, connecting with the parts of you that hurt. How many of us, the chest hurts and we're like, no, we're fine. We cannot cry. We're strong. We're badass warriors. The tears of the warrior are often silent. So silent, the warrior doesn't even hear it. Get to a point where you've cleansed your space to the degree there's no longer a war. And I think that's the real issue.
So we continue to allow ourselves to exist in environments where we are constantly at war, either at war with ourselves for not saying something or at war with someone else because we did. Clear your space of those who want war so you can finally lay your weapons down. A warrior cannot address their wounds so long as they are in war. So, are you done fighting? Are you done fighting yourself? Michael says, look at my phone. Sorry. Michael says to look at my phone. Whatever. Okay. He says to read the time. 11:22 at 86%. Time for me to go. He says to say it again. 11:22 at 86%. Whatever. All right. I got to go. I'm going to create the live stream link for today's auction. So I'm going to have several swords available. And I'm also going to finish up some of the crystals that I was supposed to auction. For example, ooh, smoky citrine is my crack. Smoky citrine, things like that. Finally found the box. With all the crystals. Okay, I gotta go. I'll see you guys. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. And I'm gonna be live in, I don't know, hour and a half, maybe. Hour and a half, 2 hours. We'll see. Yes. I'll see you guys. Bye, everyone.